like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now, told him on the lay. I've been moving, dog, yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk, don't care what they say. I don't got no patience, I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it, running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym, I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work, for them it's strictly business. And I see through the face, they all just burning bridges. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it, dog, like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call it quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is just, you better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve, stress, shield my greed. That's how I get it, success ain't no giving. Some days I don't hit, I don't slay. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. They don't wonder when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. Plus a family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem. I ain't perfect, let them watch me. Elevating, got them nauseous. Cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the housing. Woo! Watch out, get ahead. Watch out, get ahead. Watch out, get ahead. Woo! Watch out, set it up, bet you I shut it down, watch out, get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare, I'm a line, but the winner about the cage. I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call it quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
What's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I laying up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switch Post up, whose man's high? Through it all, I stay the same. I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up from my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right. I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life. I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose, and I'm coming right inside. I'm in mine, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel and Mafia. We're seeing some interesting things in the market right now. Bitcoin kind of just still hovering right above that danger zone. However, we do have some of those doorway to higher prices. And wait until we look at the chart here, guys. As soon as we crack that doorway to higher prices, bing bong, Solana absolutely cranked to the upside. So I want to take a look at Solana today. We'll do a quick update on Bitcoin. Like I said, not too much going on over there, but I want to update you guys. I am still in that little scalp long. Playing out a little bit more, still nothing really that exciting, but I want to break down everything for you guys. We will also take a look at some of the other altcoins, as there are actually a few different altcoins that are starting to pop to the upside. We'll take a look at Total 3, because that was our first warning sign a few days ago, or even a week ago, that we were looking at that could anticipate some of these pumps incoming. Now, we're not just out of the water just yet, guys. I don't want to come out with like a mega bullish bias here, but we're going to break everything down, talk about the if this, then that statement, look at the bearish case, look at the bullish case, and I'll let you guys know which way I'm leaning. But before we get into it, don't forget to smash that like button, guys. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some free chances to win some, extra chances to win some free crypto. And we will be giving away 10 Frankie Candles hats. We hit our like goal yesterday, and now we got to give away 10 hats. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow on the live stream at the end. But before we jump into it, guys, let's go ahead and say what's up to the Mafia. I see you guys in there. We got Fabian. What is going on, bro? Good to see you. We got Big Daddy. What is going on, man? Thank you for tuning in. We got Anthony Sultan. What is going on, bro? Thank you for tuning in. We got Wick589. As always, OG of the Candle Mafia. Happy to have you in here. Shout out to K Diggity. Loving that goat. Shout out to you. We'll pop up. Hey, Gary, come here. Hang on, guys. I got to move the mic down so Gary can say hi to K Diggity. Hang on one sec. Come on, buddy. Come on, say hi to K Diggity, bud. Come on. There you go. Shout out to K Diggity. But we got Balla in the chat, Rob the Crypto Snob, Chemistry Bro, Crypto Anon, Crypto Billy. Guys, you know who the mods are. Show them some love in the chat. We got, let's call it a couple more people in here. We got Sean in the chat. What is going on, bro? He said, what's up, Crypto Players? What's going on, brother? I'm doing good. However, my phone did break today, guys, so we may do a little bit of a quick live stream. I know that's a meme at this point, but I do want to try to run out and get a new iPhone, hopefully before the stores close. But if we find some interesting stuff, I'll just do it tomorrow. But it is kind of crazy how much of your life depends on your phone, and you don't realize until you can't use it. So with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead. Shout out to the Mafia. Smash that like button, and let's go ahead and jump on into the charts and see if we can figure out what this thing is going to do next. Let's get into it. So here we are, guys. This is the Dixie. We're going to take a look at this in a minute. Shout out to a deal. Goat. You guys are funny. This is so exciting. Shout out to K Diggity. Hey, man, Gary's been asking about you, bro. I do like naming my goats hilarious names, guys. We have Lisa, who's our dog, and then we have two goats. We have Gary, and Phoebe is our female goat. So anyway, guys, with all that being said, shout out to Iker, shout out to you, bro. Said, yo, brother. Yo, Frankie, hope you're doing well. We got Pennywise in the chat. We got everybody here. Melissa, what is going on? DMB Smurf, good to see you. But let's go ahead and jump on into the charts here, guys. I do want to come back here, take a look at the DXY. We'll take a look at Total 3 when we get closer to the altcoins. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start off here on Bitcoin. As always, let's go ahead and turn off the indicators real quick and see what we got going on. Now, for the most part, guys, let's pull up the daily here. As you guys know, we've lost our major range here. This is nothing new. Got that drop down to the daily where we did wind up getting a strong bounce from. And like I said, Bitcoin has kind of just been in the same situation here as it is consolidating above that danger zone. This level right here, sitting at $56,473 is absolutely key, guys, because if we do lose this level, it is going to be more likely than not that we are going to get a much, much bigger move to the downside. As you guys can see, if I hide the TA here, right below that level, we do have a pretty big volume gap, as well as a lot of liquidity sitting below these wicks, which could add fuel to that move to the downside. But really, just visually looking at this, we have this big volume gap here, and that is why this is going to be the danger zone, right? So we're kind of just hovering above there. But for the most part, let's pull up Market Cipher B. Come on, there we go. And as we look here, guys, we got that green dot yesterday on the daily. However, we didn't wind up seeing that big of a move to the upside. Our 90-minute money flow crossover into the green never really happened. This is usually what gives us that bigger move to the upside. When you're printing a daily green dot and you have that 90-minute money flow crossover, sometimes that money flow crossover is going to be kind of what starts that bigger move to the upside. But we didn't really get it. Now, this isn't necessarily bearish in my opinion. I do think, right, the question on the thumbnail is 64K incoming, question mark. And here's the thing, guys, right? If we are able to continue to the upside, I would expect a run into this purple box, which is sitting between $63,300 and $64,600, right? Now, if we do wind up breaking these highs, I do think we could potentially get a quick pump up to that level based off of a few different things, right? Well, number one, we have the VPVR sitting here. We do have a little bit of a gap above us. And once we go ahead and take these highs, there's likely a lot of liquidity above there as well for people who were shorting this lower high, which may make it a little bit more of an aggressive pop to the upside. Now, this is essentially what we've been looking for ever since we broke down out of this major volume profile, because as you guys know, simply once we break down below that volume profile, this is not where we necessarily look for fresh shorts, but with money flow coming out on the higher time frames, you can see that 2-day finally crossing over into the red. This is generally not the best sign for the higher time frames. We're kind of in a situation here, guys, where the medium to lower time frames do look somewhat like they want to recover. However, these higher time frames do still look kind of nasty. Now, this does not guarantee that we're going to see a massive move to the downside, but it is definitely something you want to pay attention to because this is not really that great, right? And I'm not going to go over the whole thing here. We usually go back and I show kind of what this does, but we've done this for quite a few streams in a row. But once that money flow crosses over into the red, you guys just want to remember that money flow indicates the longer term trend. And when you have money flow coming into the red on a high time frame like the 2-day, it could mean that there is a big downtrend to come. Now, again, does not guarantee the big move. It's kind of nice here, right? Because we have this beautiful invalidation level, right? Because if we do wind up coming down and breaking this level, very likely we are going to see that bigger trend to the downside. So this is something I am paying attention to, but it is not super, super, super uncommon to see these things fake out into the red before going right back into the green. We do have our VWAP coming up here, but kind of what I wanted to talk about here is this is what we've been looking for, right? We got the drop below the volume profile, and then as we are looking at this VWAP coming up for quite some time now, even with the daily green dot, when we see these VWAPs come to the upside, we would anticipate a pump to the upside. But it's all about context, right? You're not going to be looking for that green dot on the daily to launch you off into new all-time highs if your money flow on the daily is in the red, especially when the 2-day money flow looks the way it does right now, coming straight out, crossing into the red. But once we get this 2-day green dot, we may be able to continue this move up, and this is what we've been waiting for to see if we can get a retracement into these key levels of resistance, and I do think this is somewhat on the table, right? Because if you take a look at some of the lower time frames, they actually looked a little better earlier today. 80-minute money flow crossover into the green. That likely means the 90-minute is following closely behind. And it's kind of hard to say, to be honest. Even the 4 hours coming straight back out here. The medium to lower time frames don't look as bad as the high time frames. But if we do get that pump to the upside, guys, remember, based off that higher time frame money flow, we would expect this to be a lackluster pump to the upside to potentially put in a lower high and continue that bigger drop down, where we may wind up being in that kind of danger zone of that 57,000, let me pull that up right here, $56,476, which again, like, I highly recommend you guys mark this out on your chart because this is the floor, right? If we do not bounce off of this or fake out below it very, very nicely, very likely to get that bigger move down. Other than that, guys, not much to update here on Bitcoin. Pretty boring, right? The nice thing here is, as you guys know, I do not trade these big moves. I like to catch my entries at the tippy top and then enjoy all the gains on the way down. I don't look for fresh shorts after we've gotten a big drop like this. What I would rather see is price to come up here and kind of form what we would look at as a range, right? We talked about this yesterday, kind of how I don't enter into my trades on the big moves down. We like to catch them in those areas of consolidation or on a lower high or a higher low, etc., whether you're long or short. But, you know, as we kind of form our own little range down here, I will give the local levels that I'm watching down here. But this is kind of, you know, we have our macro range, and now we may be starting kind of a new little low time frame range where if we can potentially find some long positions as we come down to the bottom of the range, obviously with entry triggers and confirmations, you don't want to just like randomly enter your trades, but you know, this can help us get context into what price is looking like so we could find a safe trade entry in anticipation of potentially breaking higher. Now, I am still currently, let me go ahead and pull this up. Let me pull up my face cam really quickly, guys, here. Let's see. I don't know what I have open here. I don't want to leak any personal information. Oh, it's just apple.com. I really do want to try to get that phone tonight. Shout out to Big Daddy said sauce can. Let's go. Shout out to you, brother. But let me go ahead and X all this stuff out and pull up my Zeta Markets account and pull that up right here. So as you guys know, I did pull this trade up yesterday. However, it was basically just at, break even. But now we have gotten a little bit more of a pop to the upside. It's up about 8%. This is a very, very small account. This is kind of like a small account challenge that I was doing a while ago. Kind of sat stagnant. I haven't traded on this account for a little bit, but here we are in another winner. I could even show the P&L here. Because Zeta Markets has a really, really cool interface. I recommend you guys check these guys out. It is a decentralized leverage exchange. Let me pull up the portfolio. Bada boom, bada bing. So this is a small account. I don't remember exactly what I started this with. Transfer history. I did make a withdrawal. Come on. Bueller. All right, well, we'll continue on the charts. I'll let this load up. I'll bring it back up. But that trade, that little scalp is up a tiny bit here. But again, it is a small account. I want to show the P&L here because I am trying to grow this small account, just still loading. But let me go over the low. I mean, here's the thing, guys. In the longer time, like, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, right? In the long term, we are basically in the same situation that we were in yesterday, right? It's like really nothing to update here. We're still above that 786, which is a good sign. And if we can continue up in the short term, remember, we do have these key levels of resistance, and you want to remember the higher time frame money flow is still bearish. So I am going to be interested in shorts here. In my opinion, if we want to see Bitcoin kind of fake us out with that money flow and get a bigger move to the upside, I would really like to see right here, this 786 sitting at about 65.5. If we can flip that, that would be somewhat of a sign of a reversal, in my opinion, or a legitimate reversal here to at least bring us up to that value area high. Because as you guys know, if we're going to come up here and put in a lower high before continuing back to the downside, where is the most likely place for that to happen? Well, let's go ahead and pull up this. Where we got here? Let me pull up a naked Bitcoin chart here. So, where is that likely to happen? Where is that lower high likely to come in? Well, number one, obviously we have this local golden pocket. Actually, let me pull it up on here just because I want to make sure I have the exact level. Right here, right, this is our local Fibonacci retracement level between the golden pocket and 786. So we do know that if we're going to continue this downtrend, this may be an area to put that lower high in and continue down, right? Now, if we get over this level, if I were looking for a short, right, let's say I entered a short position right here, for me, right, the invalidation for that trade, even if I got in at the golden pocket, the invalidation for that trade would be to flip that 786 and get above it, right? At that point, that's where you're saying, hey, probably no lower high here, and then we can continue up, potentially targeting the POC and the value area high of the range, where we could easily, if we get over that 786, we're still not necessarily out of the water because you have the point of control of the range, but if we pull it up a little bit higher here, the real level of invalidation, this is a little deeper into the future here, but less locally and more long-term, I would like to see a move to that 786. To be honest with you guys, I will be looking for shorts up here. However, at that point, if we get over the POC, I'm probably going to be paying a little bit more attention to the value area high, right? Because we want to remember these volume profiles are insanely reliable, right? And once we're below this value area low, if we reclaim the value area low, and we're going to talk about this on the altcoins because if there's a reason to look at the volume profiles, guys, I do have to say this is probably going to be it's insane. Wait until we look at Solana. If you guys tuned in last night, you probably know what I'm looking at or what I'm talking about. But if we do wind up getting above that value area low, obviously we know that 786 is there. But if we can maintain support above that value area low, it may open the door to come up to the POC and then the value area high. So this is kind of zone number one. And then zone number two, if we get over the POC, is kind of going to be that 786, which is right on this daily, and that value area high. But we need the bounce to get there, right? But then we also have to get past this purple box. So, most local resistance, 63,314 to 64,617. Now, I want to pull up the local scalp levels as well, guys, because again, like I said, we are starting to form a little bit of a range here. Let's go ahead and pull our volume profile. And here you go. Very simply put, I did take that long that I just showed. Was given in the premium Discord. My entry was actually, we had two entry levels. My entry, I believe, was off this, let me pull up the 1 hour so I could find that wick. Yeah, my entry was on the SFP of this 1 hour wick, but then we also had another entry. It's actually pretty funny. Let me actually pull up my face cam real quick because it'd be funny if I could just pull up the example here. I don't want to leak anything in there. I'll just go ahead and show you guys on the chart here. So, we had that 1 hour SFP wick right here, right? And we looked for that liquidity grab. We actually did wind up getting it, but there were a few different entries here. It was this SFP wick, and then also we had a couple of other levels down here, and this was a very specific level right here. I even told the Discord, like, guys, this is a very suspicious low. Actually, let me pull it up. I'm just going to pull it up. Hang on one sec. I'll just pull up that one little picture here. Bada boom, bada bing, because it really is. It's like once you understand what you're looking at on the charts, when things play out, it is like, it's so satisfying to be like, this is what we're looking at. I think this might happen. And then you literally do the exact thing that you're looking for. And speaking of looking for things, I just can't find what I'm looking for. But here we are, right? Let me go ahead and drag this into frame here. Bada boom. So here we go, right? I was pointing to this little wick right here saying, hey guys, this is a very suspicious low in my opinion. I was already in my long position here, but was saying we probably have some liquidity down there. So we may come down and SFP that wick before finally getting the rise to to the upside. And what happened? We simply came down, SFP'd that wick, very tiny, but we did get it, and then that's where the move up began. Can we continue up here potentially? It's kind of hard to say. It's kind of noisy right now, guys. But, you know, this was the 2 entries we gave in the Discord, just one, or mine was right yeah, mine was from right here. Let me bring up the 1 hour again. Mine was from this 1 hour wick, and then we came down to this second wick, and it was just entry, entry. Oftentimes, I will enter half my position. I'll enter like half the position on the first entry, and then the second entry, I will just add my other 50%. However, for this specific trade, I just entered the whole position here because it was on a smaller account. So, you know, if I get stopped out of that trade, it's like I'm basically losing nothing almost. But taking a look here, let me bring up the local levels. Let's pull our volume profile. And as you guys can see, let me actually pull it back one more candle here. So as you guys can see, this is starting to get respected, deviate above the highs, back to the POC, back to the high, back to the low, deviate, put in a nice little 1 hour bullish divergence here with the SFP confirmation. And then, boom, that's where we got our pump to the upside, back into the value area low, flipped it to support, like beautiful technical analysis here, or not technical analysis, but trading extremely technical here, just right above that value area low. And then once you hold that as support, where's the next likely place for price to go? Yes, the POC, but eventually, bing bong, right to that value area high, deviate above. This is where you could look for scalp shorts, and then you go back down to potentially the POC and the value area low. So locally, guys, this is going to be kind of the context that I'm looking at everything in, right? So if I pull my Fibonacci retracement, you can see we do have a little bit of support here with the golden pocket point of control confluence. This is not the worst level in my opinion. Whoops. Turn this blue for longs or just support in general. And let me drag this. And then we have the value area low. Whoops. Let me get rid of this line. We have the value area low, 786 retracement sitting right here. So locally for scalps, right, you know, the longer term is just kind of going sideways, but at least we could zoom in and get a little bit more action here. You know, value area low 786, POC, golden pocket is kind of going to be the levels that I'm looking at, right? And if we do wind up continuing out here, my stop loss is already at break even on my trade. So that'll just stop out at break even. I'll make no money. I'll lose no money. And then, you know, we'll just find the next entry because as you guys know, as we looked at on yesterday's live stream, the 4 hour, it is looking a little different now just because, you know, this momentum wave kind of formed. But yesterday, we were looking at the possibility of getting one more drop to the downside to complete a 4 hour bull div, which is still possible here. It just doesn't look as pretty as it did yesterday, in my opinion, or as likely as it did yesterday. But if we did get a drop back to the downside, what I would be looking for here, guys, is a 4 hour bull div to potentially continue to move up. But that is only if we lose all of these local levels, and the key level is this 786. We lose that 786, probably going to go for lower prices, in my opinion. So those are the local levels I'm looking at. And, you know, if you are out there scalping, I'm not going to give the setups or at all or anything like that. But these are kind of the local levels that I'd be looking for on scalps. And I'm going to be making a tutorial, guys. I tried to shoot it again today. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just I got too much going on. It's like I'm having a really hard time getting this tutorial out. But this tutorial is going to be on where to take profits in the market. And just to give a little teaser here, this is probably going to either come out tomorrow or for Sunday sauce this weekend. But if I can get it recorded, it's funny. You guys should see the outtakes of me doing these tutorials. It's like, what is going on, everybody? And then I can't talk and I freak out. I'm like, it's pretty hilarious. I should make like a rage compilation of me trying to record tutorials when it gets frustrating. But, you know, very simply put here, guys, like easy trading plan at this point, right? Because as we, if you take a long position, say on this bullish divergence, this is how we trade. Look for the deviation below the lows, right? Look for your bullish confirmations right here, the bull div and an SFP, right? And if you were to enter that trade, just to kind of give you guys a little teaser on, you know, some of the stuff that we're going to look at in that tutorial, what would the plan for this trade be? Right? And for anybody who just wants a quick answer, where should you take profits? You have to, this all starts with a trading plan. If you do not have a trading plan, you're not going to be able to look for take profits because you're just going to wind up holding your for a random amount of time, waiting for all the money to come in. But you will likely lose money doing that, right? So once you find that long entry down below the volume profile, at this point, you can look at the value area low, you know is key resistance at that point. So you may want to take a little bit off the table, move your stop loss to entry once you hit here, making it a guaranteed winning trade. Or if you want to be a little bit more risky and depending on where the POC is laying within the range, you could wait for the flip of support on the value area low. And then once you get above the POC, you could look for the value area high. And you can use the value area low, the POC, and the value area high as beautiful, beautiful take profit levels because not only are they going to act as resistance on the way up or support on the way down, but it gives you context into what price is going to do in the future, right? So if you get above that value area low, you're already expecting the value area high in the POC, which is typically in the middle of the range, to act as a magnet, right? So this kind of gives you that kind of clear view of what you're looking at to anticipate where price is going to go and where you should be taking your money off the table. And that's just a little bit of a teaser of what we're going to be looking at in that tutorial. But, with that being said, this is what we're looking at. I mean, maybe we come back down to the bottom of the range until we lose that 786 decisively. I would just look to respect this and potentially continue to the upside to fly through this little low volume gap we have above here to hit our next major level of resistance. So, with all that being said, guys, that's all I got for Bitcoin. But real quick, I do want to shout out to Dave Digital checking in. What is going on? Yo, shout out to Dave Digital, said outtakes. What a great idea for a premiere when you need a regularly scheduled live stream off. Shout out to Dave. Yo, that would be hilarious. Like, hey, guys, no TA today. We're just going to play some outtakes. Some of them are pretty funny. We have a couple of edited video. Shout out to Tony. Tony D is back at the doctor's, guys. So Tony D is not here, I believe. I mean, he probably is, but he shouldn't be. But we actually have an edited outtakes video. It's like we bleeped out all the bad words. It's pretty funny. But maybe we'll leak that. Yo, shout out to Hollow Cage says Candle spitting right now. Shout out to you, brother. But there you go, right? Little value there in the live stream as Bitcoin goes sideways and there's no fresh price action to look at. I at least like to try to educate anybody learning how to trade out there because, like I said, and again, this is oftentimes why I like to show smaller trades sometimes because I know a lot of people out there don't have like $100,000 to open up a trading account or $50K or $25K or what have you. And this account was started with about $500. And it's now grown. But I'll try to take a look at it. It's still, let me try to refresh it. It's just locked up. But either way, I like to spit a little bit of value in case people are out there trying to make some money day trading without having to wait for price to make a huge move. But with all that being said, guys, I do want to take a look at the DXY over here just because if we look at some of these other time frames on the weekly, we were looking at this weekly money flow crossover into the green as something that was not really that sexy for Bitcoin, right? What's going on? There we go. As you guys can see, that money flow crossover did come up pretty aggressively. This is not necessarily a good sign for Bitcoin because we have not really ever seen this happen at this particular point. Shout out to Jordy. What is going on? Shout out to Jordy said, he said, I started trading with $450, watching Frankie from the beginning. Last year, I paid off my student loans and my car. Shout out to Jordy. We're going to throw some money for Jordy. Jordy's out there killing it, taking this information, not for granted, but putting it to use and paying off some loans, bro. That's the coolest thing in the world. To be able to help people, learn a skill that can help them do something like that. Absolutely insane. Shout out to Jordy. Good for you, brother. But what's going on, bro? Good to see you, man. But as we were looking at over here on the DXY, guys, this weekly money flow crossover has not really happened in the past, at least with where we are in the market. And this is where we pulled up that split screen, pulled up Bitcoin, right, on the weekly. And this is where we were looking at, what is this? Oh, we still have our paper trade. I actually closed it earlier, but I still have paper trading on here. But go away. Go away. I don't want you anymore. It's over. It's over. All right, whatever. We'll just leave it. But as you guys can see here, can I hide it from here? No. But if we're on the weekly here on the DXY, this weekly money flow crossover typically doesn't happen on the DXY when Bitcoin is on a run-up into a new bull market, right? And this is where we go back to 2020, right? May of 2020 was the last halving. Like once you get that money flow crossover into the green here, this is basically the top of the market, right? Money flow crossover into the green on the DXY. Bitcoin is simply topping out and ready to tumble down into a bear market. And then once that money flow crosses into the red, right back here in 2020, money flow crossed into the red on the DXY, parabolic bull run of 2021 starts. And, once that money flow crosses over into the red on the DXY, we don't typically see it come back into the green until we're ready for another bear market. And this would be, somewhat interesting to keep an eye on, in my opinion, not only because we haven't seen it before, but because if this continues going like this, we could wind up seeing a pretty nasty situation for Bitcoin potentially. Doesn't guarantee it, but it is definitely something I am watching very closely. So with that being said, guys, that's about all I have on Bitcoin. Definitely going to be keeping my eye on the DXY here. However, locally on the DXY, I will say, let me go ahead and pull off this double screen here. Yeah, 4 hour, looking for a green dot here on the DXY. Let's check the 8 hour. 8 hour red dot. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So 12 hour red dot, 16 hour red dot, and your daily VWAP starting. Daily money flow looking pretty good on the DXY too. Would definitely be a little bit more bearish for Bitcoin. But with this 12 and 16 hour red dot, if we could see this bring the Dixie down just a little bit, we may be able to get Bitcoin to ride up to that $64,000 level that I have on the thumbnail. I don't just put random numbers on the thumbnail. I like to try to make it somewhat relevant. So we see this 12 and 16 hour red dot play out, and we can see the DXY pull back a little bit here. We may be able to see Bitcoin run up to that $64,000, $64,000 level, which, by the way, you're still going to be very, very cautious at this level because this is now key resistance. So with all that being said, shout out to Blockchain Domain. I think I just got glass in my arm. Hey, Hannah King in the chat. Go ahead and drop those crowns in the chat, or those tiaras in the chat for Hannah King. Hannah, how you doing? Good to see you in here. Billy Goattails in the chat. What is going on? We got, yeah, if you guys want to see your favorite altcoins, drop them in the chat. Rob the Crypto Snob will count the votes and let us know what we're looking at. And in the meantime, I will go ahead. I'm going to check in on chat in just a second, or I'll check in on chat first, and then we'll take a look at Total 3 while we get ready to count up those altcoin votes. And I do have, Rob, let's do like 2-3 requests because I do have a few altcoins I want to look at off the bat. So taking a look at Total 3, guys. Let me pull up crypto here. Shout out to Jordy, said, Frankie taught me how to find SFPs, and I caught Rune for this for its run from 80 cents to $12. Shout out to Jordy, bro. That's savage, bro. Shout out to you. Let's go. Yo, shout out to Blockchain Domain, said, look at those paper trade entries. Yeah, if you guys are looking for a way to practice risk-free, you could definitely check out the paper trading on TradingView, or if you want to use an actual exchange, I do recommend Femex. They have an amazing paper trading feature that literally mimics one-to-one real trading on their platform, so you can get familiar with the platform, familiar with like how leverage works and all that good stuff with zero risk to you. You guys could check that out on Femex. I don't know if there's any other exchanges that have a good paper trading feature. I haven't really found one. But let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on here. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on. Jupiter. Okay, but first off, I want to take a look at Total 3. So as you guys know, this is what we were looking at, I don't remember when it was, a few streams ago, right? We were looking at this golden pocket before price ran back down into the, or not price, but before Total 3 decided to run down into this golden pocket. We were waiting for this level to get tapped, but more specifically, guys, we were looking for a very specific thing to happen. And this is kind of what we wanted to see on yesterday's live stream. So we got the lower low, right? We got that second drop into this golden pocket, right? And we did wind up forming a nice bullish divergence on the 4 hour. And this is what we were looking for. We wound up getting it with a money flow crossover into the green with a hard bounce. And yesterday, you guys know, we were saying, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if we pull back just a little bit here, but as long as we hold a higher low, we could be in good shape to see Total 3 continue up. And if we can get another money flow crossover into the green, it would be that chef's kiss to get another move to the upside. And you can see that money flow is cracking back into the green. So far, this looks pretty good. Now, again, we're not necessarily out of the water. Sure, could we maybe have some kind of head and shoulders forming here? Maybe. But I wouldn't say we're completely out of the water, but this is somewhat good to see a bottom come in here, at least temporarily, for Total 3, right? Now, there are some altcoins popping off just a little bit here. Now, you guys know we've been keeping a close eye on Polkadot recently and how we are almost, if you zoom out, Polkadot almost nearing the bottom of its old bear market range, saying this is pretty cheap Polkadot down here. I wound up not buying any, but I was thinking about picking up a little extra Polkadot. It is a bigger bag. I have a bigger bag of Polkadot, so I decided not to buy. But we came down almost to that 786 exactly, right? And we did get a little daily bullish divergence here, and we are getting a nice little strong pop to the upside. Now, this isn't even really what I wanted to look at. Really what I want, we'll come back to Polkadot in a second, but really what I wanted to take a look at, shout out to anybody who was tuned into the live stream yesterday. I actually, unknowingly, obviously, there's no way for me to know if Solana was going to definitely pump, but yesterday, I unknowingly spent a bit of time explaining how we use the volume profiles to anticipate big moves in the market and how we find these doorways to higher prices. And I'm going to zoom in here, guys. Coming to a lower time frame. Here is our doorway to higher prices. And last night, if you guys watched, you will know, typically the value area low is our doorway to higher prices. However, when your POC is so close to the bottom of the range, it kind of makes the value area low and POC one kind of mega zone of resistance. So in that case, why would you want to look for the value area low to get flipped to support if you have key resistance right ahead, right? And that's exactly what happened. You come back above the value area low, and then bing, 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 get that turbulence on the POC. So for that reason, right, that's why we were looking at that POC for the doorway to higher prices. And quite literally, like, we don't say this for no reason, right? We don't just, like, guess that, like, oh, this level of resistance looks really strong. If we break this level, I think it'll move to the upside, right? There are very specific reasons we look for these doorways to higher prices. And, you know, there's specific things that make these levels doorways to higher prices. And you can see, like, literally perfectly, you come up, reject the POC to the dollar, little rejection, and then once you pop through it, absolute ripski to the upside. So I was glad we were able to cover that yesterday because we were approaching the level, and then we blasted through, and now we are back within our range. This is what we wanted to see on slip below the value area low. You guys know this is not where we get overly bearish. Rather, this is where we like to look for long positions in anticipation of flipping that value area low, and in this specific case, this POC, to look for the bigger move to the upside. So we are now back within our range, which I would say is a pretty good sign. As of right now, this is a pretty decent sign for Solana because as long as we remain now above this blue box of support, which, by the way, anybody who's curious, is sitting between a 140 and 133. 140.34 and 133.01. This is now key support. As long as we remain above that, maybe we pull back a little bit, but as long as we're able to hold above this POC, we could potentially start to anticipate a bigger move to the upside, targeting these higher levels that we have up here with a golden pocket weekly naked point of control and the 786 with another weekly naked point of control, right? So we have this nice next key level of resistance sitting above. Are we just going to Lambo candle up there? Probably not, right? Hard to say. But if we do hold above, now you have a clear plan, right? It's like, hey, now, am I longing this, right? For me, I'm not longing the top of this green candle. Will that make me miss a potential trade? Sure, right? But I'm not worried about that because we don't need to plan those next big moves. I can literally find a movement, like a signal on a chart anywhere, right? We don't need the next big move. We only need the ebbs and flows. We need price to move up or down. We don't need the next huge move because we could use leverage, right? Don't use leverage to gamble. Don't. If you're new here, don't just be like, wait, what's leverage? I want to go do that. Be careful with the leverage. If you guys want to trade with leverage, you can check the links in the description down below if you guys are looking for an exchange. But please be careful if you're learning how to leverage trade. Please start with money that you're willing to lose. Leverage can be very risky, and unless you have a clear risk management plan like we do, it's very easy to lose a lot of money. So be very careful. And if you don't know how to trade, I highly recommend start with paper trading. Right, just trade with fake money, or at least start with spot trading or 1x leverage. Right, but I would not be longing the top of this green candle. Not that this looks bearish or anything. This is obviously pushing up. I mean, this is pushing up like right this second. Yeah, we're literally pumping right now. But I can't long this, right? This is just, according to my trading rules, I cannot long the top of this candle, right? I have to wait for some kind of a pullback. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Yes, I will show ETH. I did jump right into Solana. Thank you for that reminder, bro. I may have missed it. So we will go back to Ethereum. But I would rather wait for some kind of a pullback, even if we have to come up higher and then wait for a pullback. But this does look pretty good. And when we have that bounce on total 3 like we just got with that bullish confirmation that we were looking for, which was the bull dip on the 4-hour with money flow coming up, we may be able to see a little bit more of a recovery here on the altcoins, which is literally what we were talking about yesterday. And it is looking like we're getting another step in the right direction. So with that being said, we could be on our journey on the way to the 177 to 173 level up here with our next major level of resistance. Actually, from the high to the low. So this will be worth watching as well. If you are in a long, may not be a bad idea to shave some profits off here. Now, if we come up to the higher time frames, guys, I will say, like these higher time frames, money flow still coming out here on the 2-day. Money flow still coming out on the 3-day, right? So we are getting the green dot, which is good. But again, we have to anticipate that if this money flow continues out, we could potentially just come up and put in a lower high and then get another harsh rejection. It's very hard to predict what's going to happen next right now. It is kind of hard to say. But this money flow definitely still looks bearish. But locally, we are getting that push up above that doorway to higher prices. Nice to see. Nice to finally see. Something's moving. And then again, Polkadot getting that strong bounce to the upside. But let me go ahead and the one thing, right, because we've been looking at Polkadot and Atom. The reason being is because these are now they were almost back down to the bottom of their bear market range. We take a look at Atom as well. Actually, it's right here. Atom is also basically at its bear market lows, right? So just missed its bear market bottom. And Atom is just not really getting that exciting of a bounce, which is pretty crazy. This is a very sound project, in my opinion, as far as the utility. But, this chart, you're definitely down at the lows here. If you do like this project, for me, I own a lot of Atom. This is about as cheap as it's going to get unless we absolutely go into another bear market, or maybe this thing never goes back up to its all-time high, which I wouldn't necessarily think. Right? But, anything is possible here. Very lackluster pumps to the upside here when we had things like Dogecoin, etc., rip from its bear market range all the way up to its previous value area low. Hang on, guys. I don't know if it's going to pull up login information or anything. I'm going to pull up my face cam real quick so I can log out of this paper trading thing. I don't think it's going to show anything. But let me see here. Bada boom, log out of paper trading. Okay, there we go. Now we'll get rid of all those lines. But, you have things like Dogecoin over here ripping out of its bear market range, bing bong, right up to that value area low. And then, things like Atom and Polkadot, barely broke. Polkadot did a little better than Atom, but barely got out of its range here. And then Atom was, even grosser, just, barely coming out of its range, right? So, interesting stuff here. High time frame bullish divergences, potential 3-day bull div here. Barely. I don't even know. It's not even that pretty, to be honest with you. No 2-day bull div. Little daily bull div, but again, it didn't really give you that big of a pump here. So very interesting. But nice to see Solana moving. Nice to see Polkadot moving. We will take a look at INJ. Some of y'all, this got a nice little bounce as well. A lot of alts getting back up in their value areas, right? Even INJ. Hold that value area low. As long as you stay above this level, you could anticipate a move to the POC and value area high. A 17% move with a little bit of leverage. Throw a little 10x leverage on it. Could turn into a pretty big bag of profit. But yeah, very nice to see this reclaiming support. But real quick, guys, let me cover Ethereum before we get into all the other altcoins. As you guys know, I am in the short on Ethereum. Profits taken in 2 times. 2 TPs hit. Still up $714 on realized. Got about $2,000 locked in profit, 410%. So I am still holding this on Blowfin. However, we are starting to see a nice little bounce here. Let me hide the position real quick. And where are we bouncing from, guys? This is why you do not want to miss the live streams. Why are we bouncing here? Very simply put, we came into that golden pocket value area low confluence, which is why we had this blue box that we were looking at between 32.91 and 32.05, right? It's beautiful. You can't make this up. This is why we love TA. And they say TA doesn't work. I think TA is magic. But getting a nice bounce from our key level. And we are now approaching, right, basically seeing what we're looking for. I got to start gatekeeping a little more information because basically the live streams are like, hey, guys, if this happens, this is what we're looking for. And then for the next week, it's like, all right, guys, well, we're just seeing what we've been waiting for. We got the if this, and now we're just getting the then that, right? So we got the if this, which was the move to the value area low. And then what we were looking for here is a retracement into the POC golden pocket. Why am I looking at this level? Why was this the level we thought we would come up to? Very simply put, if we were going to come up for a retracement here, the high likelihood resistance levels are going to be the golden pocket and the 786 retracement, right? So if we do come up here, this could be potentially a danger zone because, as you guys know, that is an area where the lower high is likely to come in before breaking down to lower prices. And the only reason, right, you might be thinking to yourself, well, Frankie, I've been watching you for a little while now. And typically when you get above the value area low, you get a bounce from the value area low, you're looking to go to the value area high. Why is that not the case right now? Simply put, context, right? We have to understand the only reason I'm entertaining shorts at these levels, right? Not that I would take the fresh short. Maybe I would add to my short, but the only reason that I would be looking at this as a potential area that you could look for shorts at is because of context. The 2-day money flow is in the red. The 3-day money flow is coming out pretty aggressively. The one thing that we have as a saving grace here is, to be honest, I thought maybe the 2-day green dot would be able to get us up to the POC golden pocket, but we haven't even printed the green dot, and we are already almost tapped that level, right? You have the daily green dot printing right now, which we'll see if this could give us a little bit more of a move up, right? 90-minute money flow crossed over into the green. And, yeah, so this actually doesn't look that bad, right? But definitely going to be careful. Key levels of resistance, 3504 to 3480, and then 786 sitting closer to about 3560. If we can flip that 786, I think there is a decent shot to get up to the value area high, which, again, guys, on a high could be the area to look for the higher low as well, right? Because if you pull the more macro golden pocket, or Fibonacci retracement level, I should say, you can see golden pocket, value area high confluence. This will be another area where even if we rip above the POC, you could come up here, put in the lower high, and then continue back to lower prices. And the only reason I would anticipate rejections at these levels is simply because of the higher time frame money flow. If we start to see that stuff turn around in the meantime, maybe as we come up here, if we see things flip around, we could change our opinion, right? But as of right now, you have to at least anticipate the possibility of one of these things occurring, right? Just based off the higher time frame context, right? Not because I feel bearish, not because I don't know, like not for any random reason, but for very, very technical reasons. So there you go. That is what I'm looking at on Ethereum. So maybe we can continue up on that daily green dot. But yeah, I'll be honest. If we get one more shakeout here, let's assume we're going to continue up, but not right now. Something like that on the higher time frames with a nice high time frame bull div, come down, tap that 786, put in the high time frame bull div, and then maybe that's where you get the bigger move up. Just a little idea, very speculative. No way to guess that stuff. But for the most part, let's see what the daily green dot gives us. This is a good sign for today. Let's see if we can continue us up to that POC golden pocket, right? And again, flip that, look up to the value area high. All right, let's go ahead and see. Shout out to Mike Vito, my paisan. What is going on, bro? He said, I got out at value area high 285. That's when the merge was announced. Shout out to Mike Vito. Let's go. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, let's see. Shout out to Al Jr. said, Frankie, hopefully you'll see this question. I see on BTC a retest to the previous SFP at 58K. Normally, doesn't it retest prior to confirming the pump? Thanks in advance, man. Shout out to Al Jr. I appreciate the question, bro. The SFP, let me pull up Bitcoin real quick. The SFP at 58K, which is right here. Okay, so I think, Al, what you might be referring to is what a lot of people like to call, where it wicks, it sticks. For me, right, when I see an SFP, typically, or just in my experience, when I get in on an SFP wick like this, like if I were to enter on this SFP wick and be long from the tippy bottom here, typically it tends to be the bottom. But there is something to where it wicks, it sticks. A lot of times you do see these wicks filled. And for me, it's kind of hard to say. I don't know if I would say usually comes back down to tap it, but it would definitely be something I'm looking at only because of the way the momentum waves are formed here, right? Because if we get the VWAPs to roll back over here, 5-hour VWAP, 4-hour VWAP rolling back over, maybe we come down a little bit in a bull div like that. That would be nice, right? You retest, you fill that wick, and then you have a bullish divergence on the 4-hour. That would be a nice thing to look for. Daily level over here coming in at the SFP, or the daily that we tapped, was at about 58,232. So that could potentially be the case. But I wouldn't, it's not really something that I anticipate, like, oh, we SFP'd this, I'm going to expect to come back down. But in this specific case, that could be the possibility. Shout out to Al Jr. Great question. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Mark Dutch, bro. He said it. With that being said, that's all the time I got for Bitcoin today. Shout out to you, bro. But there, we got to answer those questions for Al Jr. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Shout out to the Wolverine. Thank you for that super chat, bro. That slipped by me. He said, hey, brother, can you give us an update on C-Swap? Yeah, shout out to you. And shout out to C-Swap. Let me go ahead and shout out to Rob the Crypto Snub. Bada boom. Thank you very much for that, brother. I'm going to pin that to the top. I'll take a quick look at C-Swap, or Chain Swap, as some people like to call it. I do own C-Swap. I want to be like full disclosure, I own C-Swap, even though if it looks like it's going down, guys, I'm going to tell you it's going down, right? I have no, all right, heavy bounce on C-Swap. Let's go. Yeah, baby, let's go. 4-hour money flow crossover to the green. I'll be honest, guys. I will be honest. The high time frame money flow coming into the red. This bounce on some of the altcoins. I actually didn't even know C-Swap bounced this hard. This is C-Swap's kind of got a mind of its own. And look where it went, guys. You'll flip the value area low right to the POC, right? Like, that's just like a little shill for the volume profiles, right? But this is a lot of these alts bouncing is like not the worst thing in the world, in my opinion, only because we saw that bull dip with money flow coming up on total 3. Very interesting here. Was this the bottom? Potentially. Again, the higher time frames still look gross, but if we're going to see the higher time frames fake us out and come back into the green, it's kind of annoying because it's going to take a lot of time for those time frames to roll back up, and it's going to be kind of a lagging indication. But I kind of cautiously, like very cautiously optimistic, right? If we wind up getting a big dump coming out of nowhere here, guys, on everything, it's going to be like, well, yeah, the higher time frames were super bearish. But we're in that weird area in the market where we may just wind up seeing like we're in a very bullish point on the market, right? But again, we got a lot of geopolitically, we got a lot of stuff going on here. So, I'm not really looking to make those grand slam calls right now, just because we're in a very uncertain time, for sure. But I will say, C-Swap looking saucy. I am happy that I own this. C-Swap looking pretty saucy. Money flow coming up on the 10-hour. Come on. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let me just make sure I didn't miss any. Oh, shout out to Creighton C. Thank you for the super chat. Said, I watch a lot of streamers. Most of us do. We all know the names. By far, bro, you are the most underrated and the best kept secret in crypto. If you know, you know. Smash that like button, people. Shout out to Creighton C. I appreciate that, bro. And I think Phoebe the GOAT appreciates that as well. Shout out to Creighton, bro. I appreciate you, man. And yeah, man, I mean, here's the thing. It's hard, right? Because in content, it's I don't know. It's like I'm in a space where there's a lot of and there's a lot of good people too. Obviously, you guys see the people I interact with. I think are all great people. But like in the crypto space, guys, there's a lot of bad actors out there. Trust me, I know. And it's just I don't know. I'm not here for like a quick money grab. I am here to actually help people. Like, I don't know. It's like I don't need to like take these random like promotions for these garbage coins just to get a quick bag and wreck my audience. Like, I am incentivized to give you guys good info because that's what keeps people coming back. So shout out to Crane C. I appreciate you very much, bro. And I will always be up here giving you guys the absolute best information that I have available for you. And it will never be biased, right? Like, I hold Chain Swap. I could sit up here and be like, guys, buy this. This is the next huge altcoin. It's not. Nobody knows this stuff, guys, right? Like, and that's where crypto gets a little weird, right? Because everyone likes to pretend they know, but like once you actually are in crypto for a little bit, nobody knows where this stuff is going, right? And that's why I stick to the charts, because I can always say, hey, if this happens, this is likely going to cause a move to the upside. It's the most concrete thing, in my opinion, that can call for big moves. Even news, right? People who just like look at news. It's how many times you see a bullish news event end up in a crash, right? Very often. That's why we like to look at the charts. And it's not that you can't trade news. It's just like, I don't know. If I couldn't look at a chart, I'd be like feeling around in the dark. It would just feel wrong. But yeah, like I have no incentive. Like, sure, I would have incentive to maybe pump my bags, right? I don't know if we could move it, but it's just like that's not, it's all charts for me. It's like all ones and zeros, binary information for me. So there you go. But shout out to Creighton C. I appreciate the kind words, bro. But let's go ahead and continue on here. Chain Swap looking actually pretty good. 12-hour money flow starting to come back up. I wouldn't be surprised if we cool off. We hit key resistance, which is the POC. VWAP coming down on the 12-hour. Even the 10-hour red dot is printing. Actually, a little bit of a little bit of a bear div there. Very small. I wouldn't really pay much attention to it. But yeah, short-term pullback, maybe not impossible, but I'm not going to lie. This money flow does look pretty saucy. Take a look at the daily. Yeah, daily VWAP starting to curve off as well. But you do have money flow headed in the right direction in general. C-swap doesn't look too bad. Key level of support right now, even if you get a pretty big dump here, you hold this value area low, I would look to get a full rotation of this range. Daily naked point of control. Shout out to ChainSwap. I actually did not know it ripped like that. All right, let's go ahead and yeah. Shout out to Pastrana. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next altcoin, which is going to be Gala. Let's take a look at Gala. Let's see here. Let's see. That was for Pastrana. Let's go. Bro, you had me cracking up yesterday. It's like, yeah, you don't know you have these, like, I have these, like, verbal, like, verbal, I don't know what you would call that. Like a verbal, like to keep the dead air from happening. It's like I always like to make a noise because dead air, like if I just stay silent for 2 seconds, guys, it feels like an eternity. How? I don't like that. I don't like the silence. Just trying to crack me up, though, with the Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Weekly green dot looking to potentially print here on. So here's the thing, right? I'm actually going to move this volume profile down a little bit. Yeah, you do have your POC just below, which is interesting, right? Because it's not oftentimes that you front run these levels. All in all, we've dropped below the value area high, got caught underneath it, and got a big move down towards that POC. If we're going to see a full rotation on the range, obviously this POC is going to be absolutely key. Lose this, probably going down to the value area low. Yeah, I don't know if I would say I'm anticipating this, but let's be honest. 6-day money flow coming back into the red, pretty choppy on these higher time frames, to be honest. But in the money flow crossover into the red on the 4-day. This could potentially be pointing to that value area low. However, POC is going to be absolutely key support. Sitting at, this is your macro POC, sitting at 0.02361. So as long as you can hold that, you could potentially look for a move up. But if you lose it, definitely a bearish sign, looking to come down closer to about 0.01734. Key level of resistance above, definitely going to be the value area high, obviously, right? Let's pull our fib real quick from the absolute high all the way to the low. That's off. Let's pull from the retracement here. Key level of resistance above, value area high, golden pocket 786 confluence, right? So if you do get a bounce, you're kind of stuck between these two levels. If you lose the POC, though, that's your doorway to lower prices. That's your doorway into the 1 cent level. But if you come up, this is your key level. Not even. This isn't even your key level. This isn't even the full retracement, right? This 786 is really the key level you got to get above if you want a massive move on Gala. But until then, I would look to respect this macro range for the most part. And then 4 hour, you have a little bit of consolidation here. Is this a bearish formation maybe, right? A little bit of a bear pennant there. Again, not a big pattern guy. I don't trade patterns alone. If you were going to get a move to drop back down to this POC, which, we don't know if that's going to happen, but it would be more based off of the fact that we front ran the POC than the fact that we had a bear pennant here, right? So there you go. Shout out to Retro Mike Tech. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate the super chats today. It says a lot of streamers I know hide certain details, especially about newer projects, because they think it will rob them of their own profits. Much respect for everything you share and educate on. Shout out to Retro Mike. Yeah, man, I don't know. Crypto's a dirty space, I'll be honest with you. That's why I kind of like to identify more as a just like a trader, right? Like I don't have crypto in my name. And that's like by design, right? Because number one, crypto's not the only thing you can trade, right? It's actually a newer asset that you can trade. And we're not like anchored down to crypto. Obviously, I focus on crypto. I love crypto. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. You get a peek behind the curtain, guys. And I'll be honest, like, yeah, I don't know. You get a peek behind the curtain and you realize like how, dishonest some people can be like in crypto because it's very lucrative, right? And I know that firsthand because we get opportunities all the time. I said this yesterday. I get reached out to tons of times, right? Tony gets emails. His inbox blows up constantly. Hey, and it's a pretty penny that they'll pay too. Hey, promote this project. Hey, promote this project. And it's like, I can't do that in all. I can't do that and sleep at night, right? Like unless it was a good project I actually believed in. But most of these projects, guys, like if it doesn't have a bullish chart, I'm not going to take like most crypto projects, especially like in the gaming sector too, we saw this last cycle, where a lot of these gaming projects would release these trailers of gameplay. And they didn't even have a game in development. There was no game in development, right? They're just getting these 3D renders, calling it gameplay, putting a garbage roadmap up. And this is going to happen again this cycle, right? It's just like it's how the market works, right? But they basically make all false promises, right? Also, gray area for regulation. But yeah, let's put out this beautiful 3D rendering of gameplay, but there's no real game. It's just a 3D movie, basically, an animated movie of fake gameplay, right? And it's like, oh, wow, that game looks sick. And like 99% of those games never came out, right? So yeah, it's like, I need some solid stuff, right? We've been reached out to by some big projects that I would be willing to make a video about and talk about because I believe in the technology and they've proven to actually have something going on behind the scenes. They've built through the bear market. But it's, I don't know. It's, the other thing is here, like, put it this way, guys. If, let's just say a random coin came up to me and said, hey, can you promote us? We'll give you 50 grand, right? Whatever. If I look at the chart, and it looks like it's going down, I would literally have to lie through my teeth, which a lot of other people don't have a problem doing, but I can't do that. I would not be able to sleep at night. I would, and we don't need the extra money, right? So it's just like, I would look at the chart and be like, guys, this is going up. And it's like, clearly, like, people are you guys, the mafia is like, oh, money flow looks pretty garbage on that, Frank. Why do you think it's going to go up, right? Like, I can't fake it, right? Because we use actual information, which is why we actually make money trading. It's because it's real information. So, but yeah, I probably, we would make more money. But like I said, we don't need to take the handouts. Like not the handouts. We don't need these money grabs, right? I'm not in this for a money grab, and I don't just say it on my channel. I actually mean it. And the more I'm around, the more I think like, am I the only one? But hey, there's a lot of other amazing streamers out there and content creators as well, right? Mostly when I talk about this stuff, I'm talking about TikTok, guys. Like, TikTok is just full of garbage. It's just like everybody and their grandma's just like scamming out there. But yeah, obviously, we have tons of good content creators around us. But shout out to K Diggity. I appreciate that super chat. Frankie's the most humble, honest, and friendly guy on the web. If you're looking for someone honest with a heart and 3 goats, smash that like button and stick around. Shout out to K Diggity. I appreciate you, bro. And so does Phoebe and Gary. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. And let's go ahead and see. Oh, Frankie needs more goats. Oh, God. Maybe we do. We need 3 goats. But let's go ahead and continue on here. Wait, shout out to Dave Digital. Wait, Dave, CryptoFace. Speaking of awesome content creators, shout out to CryptoFace. He says CryptoFace runs a goat farm? There's no way CryptoFace runs a goat farm. Shout out to Dave Digital. I'm sure. I think that's a troll. But let me know. Is that a joke, or are you serious, bro? All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Crypto Kid, promote this poop coin, and we'll pay you 100K. That is literally how it works. Now, I'm not saying if I found a legitimate thing I wanted to promote. Like, here's the thing, guys. Like, the exchanges I trade on, like, when I always say, like, hey, if you guys want to find an exchange to trade on, you can check the links in the description down below. We get kickbacks for that, but these are things I use and like every single day. And I show it every single day. I'm not just saying one thing and doing another thing behind the scenes, right? Same thing with LuxAlgo, same thing with Market Cypher. Like, these are all things I genuinely use every day. Even the non-crypto related stuff like our VPNs, NordVPN, I use NordVPN. I like NordVPN, right? So yeah, it's just like I have to be able to, like, I can't sell something, right? It's not really selling, but like I can't sell something that I don't actually enjoy. It's actually a lot harder to do that, but it's easy money, right? But anyway, it doesn't matter. All right, let's see. All right, let's continue on. And Dave said, he said, Jason and Alex O, Evan Aldo, Tom Crown, goats. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Dave. Does CryptoFace really run a goat farm? You have to tell me that because it looked like you were serious. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Lord Drake. Says, hi, Frankie. Love the shows. Not a big commenter. We got a lurker in the chat. Shout out to you, brother. We love our lurkers. He says, I do, however, have one request. I spend hours practicing fixed range volume profiles. If there a Frankie's simple approach to ensuing where they are pulled correctly. Shout out to Lord Drake. I've actually covered this a few different times before on the live stream. I can't go fully into it right now just because we don't have a lot of time. I actually spent a lot of time just talking there. But this is basically the way I pull my fixed ranges is on areas of consolidation, right? So when I see a range form, that is where I'm pulling my range, right? Now, there really is no wrong way to pull a volume profile, right? We talk about this all the time. Anywhere you pull a volume profile, I'll just pick a random point on the chart, boom, right? Pull it there, right? These levels are still going to be valid, right? Why? Because this tool analyzes the volume in the market and pulls those levels. They're volume-derived levels, right? So it's using the actual volume traded to find these levels. So no matter where you pull your volume profile, like if we get a move up here, this value area low is probably going to give us a reaction, right? Because it's not like we're just picking a random line and drawing it. It's actually based off information that is coming in from the market. So, but the way I generally use them is I just pull them on sideways areas of consolidation, right? So I just find my ranges, right? Like even here, low, high, low, high, low, high, right? It's not perfect, but you have sideways consolidation. You could pull a volume profile on that range, right? And then that's kind of how I find them. So hopefully that helps you out, brother. Yo, wait, hang on. Did Dave answer us yet? Yo, the Market Cipher fam is a goat farm. Shout out to Dave Digital. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on and take a look at Dogecoin. Take a quick look at Doge. Come on, TradingView. All right, let's see. Shout out to Lord says, thanks, love the simplicity. Cheers, Frankie. Shout out to Lord Drake. I appreciate you, bro. And thank you for asking that question. Hey, shout out to Tony D. Said, love you all. Smash that like button now that I'm here. Shout out to Tony D. I think that's why people, actually, we have a decent amount of likes this today. But shout out to Tony D. Hopefully you're feeling okay, brother. And he says, Dave says, true story. Having a literal goat farm qualifies the owner for significant government subsidies. Oh, interesting. Shout out to Dave. Is that real? That's wild. That's definitely not why I have goats. I promise. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Crypto 101 said Tony's here now. I can smash the like button. Let's go. Okay, let's see here. So as we take a look here on Dogecoin, come on, TradingView. Let's go. Okay, so here we are, right? Dogecoin deviating below its range. Yeah, you're kind of in no man's land here, to be quite honest with you. Take a look at the VPVR. Bada boom. Yeah. Yeah, you do. Baby, you want to hold these lows. You don't hold these lows. Chances are, it's not really that big of a drop, but you're probably, you break into this low volume gap, you're probably going to get a move down to your daily naked point of control value area high volume node confluence down here, which is sitting between about 10 and 9 cents or 10113 and 09434. So there you go. But other than that, let's check the 4 hour. Do we get a nice bull div here? Okay. Okay, Dogecoin. I see you. I see you, dog. No pun intended. You are getting your 4 hour bull div, right? So this will be good in the meantime, right? Because we look at the higher time frames, still looking disgusting. Higher time frames still look gross. But 4 hour bull div with technically money flow coming up here. VWAP, I don't know if we're going to yeet up here right this second, but VWAP above the zero line. We're going to roll over here a little bit, but with that bullish divergence, lower low on your price action, higher low on your momentum waves with that money flow curving to the upside, could potentially break into this local low volume gap and get a move back up to our value area low, right? This is now key resistance. Let's turn that purple. Bada boom. Bada bing. Bada bang. So there you go. But yeah, if we get a continued move up, I would be looking for that move to bring you up to about 14 cents where we have our key value area low. And then once you get accepted up into that range, really the level you want to get up to is the value area high of this range. And why is that? Well, simply put, it's because it is also the value area low or the doorway to higher prices for Dogecoin. Just like on Solana yesterday, we were looking for the break of the doorway to higher prices for a big move up. Just like that, on Dogecoin, it's the same thing, except we are much further away from the larger range. So once we break that value area high, value area low confluence here, that's where we could look for the big move up on Dogecoin, potentially targeting the POC at about 26 cents and potentially targeting the value area high 42 cents. But until then, we do have some work to do. But that 4-hour bull div with money flow coming in doesn't look too shabby in my own personal opinion. Money flow kind of choppy on the 2-hour, but that's kind of what we're looking for. Flip that value area low. We could potentially get a move through the rest of this range. But until then, really, you're going to want to hold these lows because if you lose these lows, you may be on your way to the previous lower range. And if I zoom out, you guys can get a better idea of what we're looking at here, right? So you have large range, upper range from the value area, from the bull market, right? Bear market range from the bear market, current local range that we're kind of playing with right now. This is the range that we're involved with right now. So we want to reclaim that, fill that range, and then once we break out of that range, we'll also in turn be potentially getting accepted into the larger range to fill that. And that's where you see the big moves up. But yeah, other than that, higher time frames still kind of looking gross here. So this is like, we really need these high time frames to turn around if we want to see a big move. So there you go. There is Dogecoin. Now let's take a quick look at Jasmy, or Jasmy, as some people say. But I would appreciate it if you guys do see us at Bitcoin Nashville. Please do not jazz me. More of a rock and roll guy. I'm kidding. I'm not really. I'm more of like I don't know. I like all music, to be honest. And I mean that. Like, if it sounds like music and it sounds like good, I like it. It could be classic, opera. Like, if it sounds like good music, then I like it. I don't really have a taste. Let's see. Shout out to Cryptic Sniper. Said doorway to lower prices. Doorway to lower prices on Dogecoin would definitely be that value area low underneath us. Or, sorry, value area high underneath us. We break below this. That is the doorway to lower prices for sure. Shout out to Retro Mike. Said, Jasmy is my retirement plan. Let's go. All right, let's see. Upside down giraffe pattern. We see this one. We've seen this one before. Clearly, upside down giraffe. Yeah, shout out to. Wait, who said that? Shout out to Big Daddy. Shout out to maybe a Band-Aid. Thank you for the super chat. Said not my inhaler. Definitely not. Sorry, guys. Anyway, let's continue on here. Bada boom. Okay, so on Jasmy, guys. Probably going to be looking a lot similar to everything else. See, weekly bearish divergence here is confirmed. Actually has already started to play out here. See that 4-day money flow, 2-day money. Actually, the money flow on Jazz, it still looks like, it's kind of hard to say. It's kind of choppy. But that weekly bear div is starting to play out here. Do we have another Jasmy chart? We have not looked at Jasmy in quite some time. So let me see here, right? So you do have your higher highs on your price action, lower highs on your momentum waves. That gives you the weekly bear div, gives you move to the downside. Let's check the monthly. No information on the monthly. Now, again, this doesn't mean we're going to zero, right? But it did give us already a pullback of 40%, right? So it already gave us a pretty big pullback. But let me go ahead and pull some fibs here. Let's pull this volume profile as well. Okay, so these are going to be, and let me pull some naked points of control real quick as well. Bada boom. Bada bing. And longs. There we go. Okay, so let me go ahead and come on down to the daily, turn off the indicators. Actually, this is going to be a whole big zone here, right? So key levels of support, in my opinion, are going to be sitting between, and this is kind of your doorway to lower prices, if I'm being quite honest with you. This value area high is going to be your doorway to higher, lower prices, your DWTLP. To be honest, it's really the POC. Just like on Solana, right? That POC is very close to the value area high. Bada boom, bada bing. You get stuck underneath this. That's your doorway to the value area low. So really, it's kind of this whole zone is your doorway to lower prices. But not impossible to come on down here for a bit of a golden pocket, 786 retracement. So you can hold support on there potentially. But once you get below that blue box, probably going to be coming back down to these lower levels. Taking a look at Market Cipher. Obviously, I mean, we just did. But let's take a look at lower time frames. Lower time frames are super chopped up here. Super choppy. 2 hour. Yeah, super choppy on the lower time frames. I would be paying attention to the higher time frames here. Those are your key levels to the downside if that weekly bear div continues to break you down. Other than that, looking very similar to everything else. Higher time frame green dots are incoming, so keep an eye on that. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Hopefully, we can see this continued bounce on the altcoins. Obviously, short-term pullbacks are not impossible, but it's nice that we got that 4-hour bull div with money flow coming up on Total 3, giving us these big moves on Solana, Polkadot, ChainSwap. A lot of these alts, or not a lot, but a few of them are starting to get that big move to the upside. So, let's see. Shout out to Crypto 101 says, why was the doorway always out of shape? Because it couldn't handle the constant slam. Yo, shout out to Crypto 101 said comedy of the door jokes. Shout out to Crypto 101. Let's go. But yeah, with all that being said, guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate everybody for hanging out till the end of the stream and smashing that like button. Don't forget to smash it on your way out. And we'll be back here tomorrow where we're going to be giving away 10 Frankie Candles hats. Because we hit our like goal yesterday. So we will be doing the giveaways tomorrow night, guys. So, yeah, hopefully we can continue to get this bounce. Maybe Bitcoin continues to move up. But to be honest, Bitcoin looks a little bit more choppy in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another drop to the downside. Kind of just letting things work out here, letting the dust settle, holding the trades with good risk management. So no matter what happens, we'll get stopped out of the bad trades, and the good ones will continue to pay us out. So with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, right here. 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. Why did I forget that? I got to get out of here, guys. I got to go get a new phone. I still have time. So with all that being said, see you guys later. Asa pasa. Frank Candles out. Bing, bong. Bing, bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in mine, yeah.
And you guys said the chair came out. So what's special about it? It's like you guys came out with the watch, and it's like obviously. Oh, it reads your blood oxygen. The chair reads your blood oxygen. Oh my God, you guys have smart. Okay. How much is it? 17 grand. Okay. Will it fit in my car? Okay. All right. So yeah, I'll take a 15 Pro Max and the Apple chair. I'll take both of them. Okay. What time do you guys close? All right. I will be there I literally have glass in my face right now from my current phone. I'll see you guys in 5 minutes. Thank you. All right, bye. Guys, we're getting a new chair, baby. And this one is extra fancy. Hopefully, hopefully the card goes through. Anyway, Hasta Pasta Mafia. I'll see you guys next time. Tomorrow, same place, same time. You know the rest. Hasta Pasta. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string. You ain't your expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the